In 2017, a mysterious Chinese businessman walked into Milan with a briefcase worth $740 million. He bought AC Milan, one of the most legendary football clubs on earth. He promised billions in transfers, world dominance, and absolute glory. But just 15 months later, he vanished into thin air. His empire collapsed, his assets were frozen, and a ruthless Wall Street vulture fund took control of the entire club for a fraction of its actual value. This isn't a story about football. This is a story of shadowy loans, international financial warfare, and how a historic sports titan became the ultimate prey for American billionaires. Welcome to Capital Wars. To understand the collapse, we have to look at the man who built the empire, Silvio Berlusconi. For 31 years, the media tycoon and former Italian prime minister used his massive fortune to buy the best players in the world. Under his ownership, AC Milan won 29 trophies, including 5 Champions Leagues. But by 2015, the landscape of football changed forever. European football was hit by financial fair play regulations. Massive deficits were no longer allowed. At the same time, state-backed clubs like Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City started flooding the market with infinite oil money. Berlusconi's media empire could no longer keep up. AC Milan was losing nearly $100 million every single year. The stadium was emptying, the stars were gone, and the club was drowning in debt. Berlusconi had no choice. He had to sell his beloved creation. But finding a buyer for a bleeding giant in Italy was almost impossible, until a ghost appeared from the east. In April 2017, a deal was struck. A Chinese businessman named Li Yonghong officially bought AC Milan for a staggering $740 million. The football world was stunned. No one in the elite corporate circles of China had ever heard of him. He had no major public companies, no massive real estate empires. He was a ghost. But Mr. Li had a massive problem. Right before closing the deal, the Chinese government suddenly cracked down on overseas investments, freezing his money inside China. He was trapped. He had already paid a non-refundable deposit of $250 million. If he couldn't find the remaining cash immediately, he would lose everything. Desperate, Mr. Li knocked on the door of Elliott Management, a notorious American activist hedge fund based in New York, often described by media as a vulture fund. Elliott gave him the money, but it wasn't a favor. It was a financial trap. They loaned him over $300 million at brutal, high-risk interest rates up to 11%. Worse, the loan was backed by a terrifying clause. If Mr. Li missed a single payment, Elliott would legally seize total ownership of AC Milan. To the public, Mr. Li pretended everything was perfect. In the summer of 2017, he went on a wild $200 million shopping spree, buying 11 new top players. Fans were celebrating in the streets. But behind the scenes, the clock was ticking and Wall Street was waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The illusion lasted exactly 15 months. By June 2018, the financial house of cards collapsed. Mr. Li's holding companies in China went bankrupt. He failed to pay a minor $32 million installment of the loan. Elliott Management didn't wait a single day. They triggered the default clause. In July 2018, with a simple legal maneuver, the American hedge fund officially repossessed AC Milan. Just like that, Mr. Li was completely wiped out. He lost his $500 million of personal investment, his reputation, and the club. He literally vanished from the public eye, leaving behind one of the biggest mysteries in sports history. But here is where the corporate genius of Elliott Management shines. They didn't destroy the club. They treated AC Milan like a distressed corporate asset. They cleaned the balance sheets, cut bloated players' salaries, brought in legendary manager Paolo Maldini to rebuild the football culture, and hired top corporate executives. The strategy worked perfectly. In 2022, AC Milan did the impossible. They won the Italian championship, the Scudetto, for the first time in 11 years. The club was reborn, profitable, and victorious. Just a few months after winning the trophy, Elliott sold AC Milan to another American investment firm, Redbird Capital, for a jaw-dropping $1.2 billion. Wall Street had taken a dying, bleeding club from a phantom billionaire, fixed it, and flipped it for a massive, historic profit. Mr. Li wanted to buy glory, but he forgot the golden rule of business. Never play poker with a Wall Street vulture. Today, AC Milan is financially stable, but its soul is forever changed, operating more like an efficient corporation than a traditional football club. Is the Americanization of European football saving the sport or killing its passion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into corporate warfare, hit the like button and subscribe to Capital Wars for more documentaries. See you on the next battlefield.